GJ everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered what Australia will look like in the near future? Will our cities change? How will our economy fare? And what about the stunning, yet fragile, environment we call home? Well, today we're firing up our crystal ball, backed by some serious data and current trends, to take a peek into the Australia of tomorrow. We'll be jumping forward 1, 2, 3, and even 5 years to explore the potential shifts in our economy, environment, society, and technology. Now, remember, these are projections based on where we stand today. In late 2025, the future is never set in stone, but by looking at the signs, we can get a pretty good idea of the road ahead. So, grab a cuppa, get comfortable, and let's journey into the future of the land down under. First stop, 1 year from now, 2026. What does Australia look like? Economically, things are holding steady. Our powerhouse resource exports, especially iron ore and natural gas, continue to fuel the engine, keeping growth on a stable path. However, we're not completely in the clear. The global economic roller coaster and our complex trade relationship with China could throw a spanner in the works. Inflation seems to be calming down, which is a relief for everyone's wallet. But the sting of high energy prices and the ever-present challenge of housing affordability will likely still be major topics of conversation around the dinner table. On the environmental front, the push for climate action is gaining serious momentum. ULLC, more solar panels gleaming on rooftops, and more wind turbines spinning on the horizon as our adoption of renewable energy accelerates. It's a positive step, but we're still facing the harsh realities of our climate. The risk of natural disasters like floods and bushfires remains high, pushing governments and communities to get much smarter and more proactive about mitigation and preparedness. Socially, Australia's vibrant multicultural tapestry will become even richer. Population growth, driven by immigration, will continue to shape our cities. To tackle ongoing labor shortages in key sectors, we can expect policies to welcome more skilled migrants, bringing fresh perspectives and expertise to our shores. Technologically, the digital revolution continues. Our 5G network will become more widespread, paving the way for smarter, more connected cities. Imagine more efficient public transport and smarter infrastructure. That's the direction we're heading as we roll into 2026. It is a year of steady progress, but also one where we're actively tackling some significant challenges. All right. Let's fast forward another year to 2027. 2 years from now, our economy is looking even more robust. Why? Well, global supply chains are finally sorting themselves out after a few years of chaos. This means tourism is making a big comeback. Get ready to see our airports bustling again. Combined with our strong resource exports, this provides a solid foundation for growth. However, some familiar problems persist. Finding skilled workers is still a headache for many businesses, and the dream of owning a home remains a tough one to grasp for many, as high housing costs continue to be a major hurdle. Environmentally, our climate policies are starting to solidify. This isn't just talk anymore. It's about real investment and real action. We'll see a significant increase in funding for large-scale renewable projects as the nation intensifies its efforts to meet that ambitious 2050 net zero emissions target. It's a long journey, but the steps we take in 2027 will be crucial. In society, there's a growing and genuine momentum towards reconciliation with Indigenous Australians. We can expect to see more meaningful progress in this space, with greater cultural inclusion and recognition becoming a visible part of our national identity. Alongside this, access to quality education and healthcare is set to improve, with new policies aimed at ensuring more Australians can get the support they need to thrive. And what about tech? This is where things get really interesting. Artificial intelligence and automation will no longer be buzzwords. They'll be practical tools transforming our traditional industries. Think automated machinery in our mines, and AI-driven insights helping farmers on the land, boosting productivity and efficiency. But with all this new tech comes a new threat. Cybersecurity will become an even bigger priority for businesses and the government, as protecting our digital world becomes just as important as protecting our physical one. 2027 looks like a year of solidifying our strengths and preparing for the next wave of innovation. Now, let's jump ahead to 2028. 3 years into our future journey. Australia is really starting to find its footing in a changing world. Economically, we're playing it smart by not putting all our eggs in one basket. We'll see stronger economic ties developing across the Asia-Pacific region, with new and expanded free trade agreements opening up, exciting new markets for our exports. It's all about diversification, and it's not just about our traditional industries anymore. New sectors, particularly green technology, will start to emerge as powerful new engines for economic growth, creating new jobs and opportunities. On the environmental front, we're moving from simply reacting to extreme weather to actively adapting to it. Protecting our coastal communities with better infrastructure and implementing more sophisticated water management systems will be top priorities. The green energy transition will be hitting a major milestone. It's entirely possible that by 2028, renewable sources like solar and wind could be generating nearly half of Australia's entire energy supply. That's a massive shift in just a few short years, and a huge win for the climate. Socially, a significant demographic shift will be shaping policy. Our aging population. This will drive major reforms in the healthcare and aged care sectors to ensure our elders are well supported. At the same time, there'll be a concerted effort to bridge the gap between our bustling cities and regional towns. Policies aimed at improving services and opportunities in rural Australia will be crucial for ensuring a more balanced and equitable society. Technologically, the pace of innovation is accelerating. Clean tech and biotech, in particular, will be booming fields. With Australian researchers and entrepreneurs making breakthroughs, our nation will be solidifying its reputation not just as a place with great beaches, but as a genuine tech hub in the region, attracting talent and investment from around the globe. 2028 is shaping up to be a year of smart diversification and bold innovation, setting the stage for an even more dynamic future. And now for our final destination. 5 years from now, the year 2030. As we step into a new decade, Australia is undergoing a fundamental transformation. Economically, the focus has shifted dramatically toward a sustainable model, green energy and the concept of a circular economy, where we reuse and recycle rather than just consume and discard, are no longer niche ideas. They are becoming central drivers of our economic growth. The big challenge will be balancing this exciting innovation with our long-standing reliance on resource exports, especially as the global landscape continues to be unpredictable. Environmentally, our approach to climate change is more integrated than ever. We're not just trying to reduce emissions, we're also making our farms, cities, and ecosystems more resilient. Efforts to protect natural wonders like the Great Barrier Reef will be showing tangible progress, thanks to a combination of scientific innovation and dedicated conservation work. However, the delicate balancing act between development and preservation will remain a constant and critical national conversation. We will be living with the consequences of our past actions, but also reaping the rewards of our current efforts. Socially, our multicultural identity will have matured. Immigration policies will be finely tuned to balance our need for skilled labor with the importance of social cohesion, ensuring that our communities remain welcoming and integrated. Our education system will also look different, having adapted to the demands of digitalization and globalization, preparing the next generation for jobs and a world we can only begin to imagine today. Finally, in the realm of technology, the future is well and truly here. Advanced AI, the beginnings of quantum computing, and highly efficient renewable energy technologies will be deeply woven into the fabric of our society and economy. They won't be novelties. They'll be essential tools. Australia will have firmly established its role as a leader in technology and innovation within the Asia-Pacific, not just following trends, but setting them. 2030 represents a more sustainable, technologically advanced, and globally connected Australia, a nation that has navigated significant challenges to build a resilient and forward-looking society. And that's our whirlwind tour of Australia's next 5 years. From steady growth and climate action in 2026 to a high sustainable nation in 2030, the journey ahead looks dynamic and full of opportunity. Of course, these are just projections, and the future always has a few surprises in store. Global events and our own choices here at home will ultimately shape the path we take. It's a reminder that the future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we all have a hand in creating. What are your predictions for Australia's future? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this journey into tomorrow, please give this video a thumbs up. And do you want to forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do want to miss our next exploration. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.